So in this expression, we are going to do the conversion of an infix expression to a postfix expression for this code. Initially, I've initialized a characteristic array stk naming stk of size 10, and initialize top is equals to -1 initially. So I'm using three functions: pop, push, and the priority checker function. So here in pop function, which is a character type, I have char the data. If top is equals to -1, return -1. That is not valid anymore. That is the stack is empty. So the next, if this is not true, if there is some element in this, then data is equals to stack of top. So the top element will have the data. The top element will be saving the data into the type into the data, and the top will decrement, and then the data will be returned from here. Then the next function is void push function. Again, in this, first, if I have to push data, I have to increment the top value first. So if it is at 0, the index is at 0, then I have to increment it to 1, and then that index will get the value of x. And coming to the priority check, in this, if the according to the priority, if x is equals to the open bracket, then this will be return 0. That is the first priority. And otherwise, if it is plus or minus, it will be 1, return 1. That is the second priority. If it is asterisk or backslash, then it will be 2. That is the next priority after plus and minus. And if it is none of these, then it will return -1. So coming into the main function, character x, I've initialized the character x and the character x array, that is xep, and the size of 10. So I'll enter a postfix. I'll ask the user defined postfix expression, and I've initialized a pointer that is of character type, character pointer e. See in the the expression that I've asked them to ask the user to enter. And now this will be saved into the pointer. So while the pointer is not equal to 0, that is until it is empty, until it is not equal to 0, it will go on checking. So this is creating an infinite loop here. So if it is alphanumerical, if the array here is empty, for example, if all the elements are popped out and there's nothing else left, then it will go on until this is going on. So next, coming into the next process, if it is a alphanumerical, so if any of the elements are alphabet or a numerical, then it'll push the element out and see out the alphanumerical. So the next process, if the pointer element is equals to a open bracket, then it'll push one element that is there. Okay, then if it is equal, if the pointer element is equal to a closed element, then it will pop until it finds the open element. So it will, if in this process, if there's an open element, it will pop one out. It will push one inside, and it will if it is a closed element, it will pop out everything until it finds the new open bracket. Now coming into the else function, the next condition, sorry, while the priority of stack of top is greater than or equal to priority of e, then it will pop. So until and unless the priority is greater than the given priority, so for example, there is plus and minus and then division and this. And so according to the priority, if the priority is greater than the stack, then it will push out the priority. So it will pop out the priority, and then it will see out the pop and push the element. Then the e value will be increased here, while top is equals to -1. So in order to show all the elements, while top is equals to -1, until and unless the array is becoming empty, the cout will pop out all the functions out. So here, if the priority is greater than or equal to priority of the pointer, then the cout, the pop will use the pop function and pop everything out, and not everything, one element out, and then push the other element in. So if there is a priority, if there's a symbol that is having a greater priority or equal to this priority, then it will pop out one element and push in the other element. So this, after this process, the e value is incremented, and then in order to show all the elements, and if the process, when the process is done, until it becomes until this while condition is satisfied, after that we have to show out all the elements. So the post-tick expression comes out here. So while the top is equal to -1, until and unless, again we are clearing all the elements to 0 again, so the it will pop out until unless cout the top element becomes -1. So let's just check how it's working. So I'm entering a post infix expression, a plus b divided by c minus d. Now the postfix expression that we get is abcd minus then division and then plus, after doing all the processes out here.